and it was free on PlayStation a while ago, but I never played it because I was interact. Oh, hardly.
Urgent. Open immediately.
Oh. Oh, I have a body. Oh. Moonwalking. Moonwalking. Okay.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Your brother passed away, huh? Interesting. Oh. Well, look how deep that is.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
Uh-huh.
Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
I'll go down or go up? Turn my brightness up a little bit. Or a lot of bit. Alright, it's a little bit too bright. Yeah.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
Free house. Yeah, wait,
But
what do
now
you
I
mean?
have questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
Okay. Ooh, basketball. We about to hoop?
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Dreaming about it. That's lost me. Okay. Darkness trying to be. Maybe it's supposed to be. No, it's still dark as heck. Okay.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Now, as a 17-year-old,
17.
I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
I'm about to say afraid. We crawling through here? Oh no, go back. Oh no. Oh,
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
So all this stuff has just been preserved here for 7 years? There's no dust or nothing, huh? That's what we're doing? If I saw like a cigarette butt being lit. Is this a scary game? Cause my psyche can't
For the
handle it.
first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Well, where have you been all this other time?
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Milton Fitch. October 5/19. 4657.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Talking about. Why haven't you been back here for 7 years?
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
What are you talking? What? And we just gonna like, we going in there, right? Oh, it seals off for real, for real. Okay. No keys can open up that, buddy. Gotta sit in this? That'd be funny.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
What? Bro, I'm not going to the basement in this house. Bro, that's a big TV. I just left that here? This is kind of like a nice house. And also scary at the same time.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house after it sank.
Oh. Oh. Went right up the chimney, huh? Aww. Where's the baby boy at? That's probably him up there. That's the actual baby. I don't know, man. This place is kind of weird.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
The night you left. So I was assuming you just left, like, in a rush.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
I just, like, it's just kind of crazy. Food still left on the table.
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
What? Oh, she said it's like. Oh, okay, I was about to say buddy.
Instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
One person. You.
Only one restaurant would deliver to our house. We had Chinese a lot.
Only one. Only the Chinese people they're like, yeah. Everybody else is like, nah, that place is creepy, boy.
After Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got pretty sick of salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
I mean, salmon's pretty lit, I'm not gonna lie. I died of salmon, I feel like that can help you out. Probably.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
What?
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Oh, okay. Why? Okay. Bro, how big is it? Oh, wait, I know how big this house is. Literally,
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Okay. Calvin.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Well, really? Interesting. Gregory.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Kind of digging this game so far. Seems definitely interesting. They're definitely keeping a lot from you on purpose. Hello?
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Oh.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was
Hello?
time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Whoa, buddy. Okay. Can I do some exploration first? Because I'm not trying to die. Is there a door here? Not. Molly.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
She only lived for 10 years? Wow. Does the whole family lived in this house? Big interesting. I don't like that painting on the wall. That's making me very very slightly paranoid. But I'm gonna make sure. It seems like every time I go check my my YouTube here, but I'll make sure this sound is working properly and everything. Oh, not sure. It seems like every time I go check my Okay, now we're good. Okay.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Test.
Okay, not a problem.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door.
Oh.
Just
Molly
like I
here?
had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Molly.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
Whoa.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Okay.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
I definitely, you got sick for sure.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Thought about eating my goldfish alive. Water's really all you need, to be honest.
I kept eating and eating. I ate a lot of things that night.
Wow, that's definitely what knocked you out for sure.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly,
Whoa.
I was
what?
a cat.
What? What? What is... What? What?
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
What is going on?
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
They're dolls. Those are dolls. That is meow. What is happening, brother? Whoa.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl.
What the
First,
heck?
all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
What?
Rabbits.
Oh.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons.
Whoa.
I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Bigger? What are you talking about, brother?
A mama rabbit.
So, a bigger rabbit.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
What the heck?
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean.
Whoa.
Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Oh, up is down, down is up. Okay, hold on. Can I invert controls?
I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
You a slithery snake?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Whoa. Whoa. That startled me, dude.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. Passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam
The heck is
towards
this
it.
game, dude?
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer.
It's you. It's really not.
All of my stomach started growling.
Whoa.
And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
What? What?
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Okay. Wilson died in '03. Lewis, 2010. Don, Gus, Gregory K. Is K alive? Is Finn alive? Is Sandy alive? Okay. Alright, well, that was
I
terrifying.
got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
Interesting. Oh. Okay, now they're actually inverted. Yeah, it's weird. When I was consulting the snake, down was up, and now down is down.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Oh my gosh. Why? I guess the door's still sealed, so.
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
I heard a cat. It's a cat.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed.
Oh.
She could have, but she didn't.
Of course not. Why would you? Makes stories more fun that way.
Lewis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Why don't we all leave?
Her room was like a museum.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan.
Whoa.
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
Wait, you can't take the house with you?
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Jeez. Okay.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
That is not a good thing.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
What happened, though? What's the real story? Dude, this game is kind of crazy. Can I peephole to this one? No, okay. Oh, this is through the peephole. Alright.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
It was a pretty big trace.
Yeah, it's pretty strange, pretty abnormal. I don't know if you can't look through that. Oh. Oh. There's a secret in this bathroom.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Oh. Okay. Oh. Alright.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Oh. Okay. The homie.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
This is kind of cool.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Fitch.
Alright, Sam.
The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
What? Sorry. Oh, it's both of you.
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Oh, this is
Calvin, dinner's ready. Coming.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Yeah, he wouldn't have. Oh man, this man has to do it, bro.
I'm not gonna tell you again.
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I
don't
doubt
see
it.
anywhere. I'm not gonna send this kid off to his death. Put your foot down. Okay, put your feet on the ground. Yeah, you're done, okay? I'm not killing you, but I don't care what the game is gonna do. Alright, no more dialogue there. Are you rocking for real now, dude? This is giving me motion sickness. This is giving me motion sickness. Oh, bro, you're halfway there. It's definitely not impossible, but it's... Oh! Whoa!
I think he'd already made up his mind.
Whoa!
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Whoa! Ah! Whoa!
day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Whoa. Interesting.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Interesting.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Why would you? There's too many secrets in this house. What the heck? What is happening here?
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
This game is
Growing
kind of
up,
cool.
I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
That's super creepy, by the way. Oh, guitar? Let me borrow it.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Yeah, as a kid? Yeah, dude. That's gotta be rough, for sure. Big facts. Barb Street. Oh, she was cute, yeah.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
Fine quality, colorful patches. Oh.
As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room.
Whoa.
So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also,
You're
I
right.
loved your delivery on that.
What?
Why is your basement door
Bro.
locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box.
Oh.
Secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, man.
Oh.
I'll be back in a sec.
That brother ain't coming back.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
Brother, I'm not going down there by myself. You're crazy.
She reached for the music box. and as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Great. Why is this? Oh wait, he's down there trying to scare her, bro.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Oh, he's just trying to scare her, bro. I get it.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Is this my father's blood? Ooh. Ooh. For sure, he's down here trying to scare me, trying to get a good scream out of me.
The old Fitch rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh dear?
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
And what
Barb,
would that be?
Have you seen my other crutch?
Oh.
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah!
Huh?
Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Oh, we should have said that, brother. Why is this theme track again? That's not the practice, bro. I can't practice. I say it's closed off. Okay. I don't really want to watch it, but I don't feel like that at the same time.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the Hookman, and was speechless.
Oh, just gas?
He was quite smashing.
Oh. No scream? What about Walter?
He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Of course there is. Secret passage, right?
That night, she played her part beautifully.
Played her part? What are you talking about, bro?
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
I wanna go down, he'll be gone.
The Hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
He's in the basement.
Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
The whispers are coming from inside.
Oh dear.
Why does she keep saying, "Oh dear"? Are you not more scared?
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life.
What?
I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time.
Brother.
He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Her actual
That's what
ear?
I call a real eerie tale.
Okay, buddy, you need to get out of here with that. Get the heck out of here, brother. That's, interesting.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
So he was 8 when that happened. No one died at the same time. Dawn must be your mom, I'm guessing. Who's Lewis? Gregory was a baby. Okay. I don't understand the tale. You know. Was that just always there, or? Let me go back the way I came, I guess.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
I guess you'll figure out the key. I guess that's where I'm going next, huh?
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Really? Why is that?
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Okay, so yeah, I know where we're going then, buddy. I'll probably look through all these peepholes and stuff, right? Yeah. Alright.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Because you weren't spinning for long enough. She said you gotta turn and turn and turn and turn and turn. You didn't turn and turn and turn and turn. You turned and then let it play. You get the key? Okay. You never been down here, so. You know some tunnels down here for sure. I didn't even, so you never been to the washroom at all? You never washed your clothes once? You never knew there was a pool table down here? All this time. They had all this fun
Mom
stuff.
said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
I mean, I don't know why that would be a deterrent for you.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Packages.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
Yeah, I guess possibly.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Oh, it's dark. Bro, it's dark in here, bro. Oh, lights.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone.
What did she say?
She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
You know, like, it's your destiny to die.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
30 years?
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today.
Okay, so Calvin, Sam, and Barbara. Okay.
I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of a door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Almost friendly.
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
But you died in 05.
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting.
Oh.
I have to leave. Well, I still can.
What have you been doing all this time? Why did you go out the normal way? Oh, this might be your, like, extra space. I mean, yeah, you keep some stuff down here, but...
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara.
Oh.
And Molly.
Oh.
And Calvin.
Calvin? The heck is Calvin? Oh, I mean, didn't Calvin swing himself to death, or?
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me.
Could you not just go upstairs and leave the house?
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one more day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Huh. Guess we're going outside, boys.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
The whole time?
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
This is a picture. I think she's just crazy. Bro, who would be like transversing their old house like this? Like, I would have been.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Bro, I'd have been like, bro, I'm out, bro.
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
I mean, that's something that's pretty,
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive.
Oh. You good? Baby girl, you good?
Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself.
Okay.
And found out what happened to everyone else.
I mean, you can't hear the stories, but I respect it.
But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Believe so much in the family curse and made it real.
I don't know if I... Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family.
Who is you? Who is you referencing?
And the history you're a part of.
Who are you talking to?
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
Talk to your daughter? Who are you talking
I think
to?
the
Me?
people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Interesting.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
I guess. That's kind of crazy. I'm in the back of the house now. I'm not gonna like hop over. Oh. We're gonna go the normal way.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
It's kind of sad.
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
That is kind of strange.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. Three of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Lippy, lippy, lippy.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Oh.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Oh, is that the house? saw that in the beginning. I was like, what the heck is that thing?
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Oh, there it is. Interesting.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now.
So Barbara
Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For
really,
me to come
like,
back someday.
ate by monsters.
And find everything out for myself.
Why though? So with that, I went to Jonas for the country last night.
But looking back on it now,
I got like a total of 2 hours sleep.
if she told me there was going to be so much climbing,
I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh, there it is. "22 weeks pregnant." How long is that? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So you're like 5 months pregnant. I mean, your belly's pretty plump.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Excuse me.
They were both pretty intense. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
How do you die? Oh, Sam is the twin, other twin. You got a dossier file, dude. He's like, bro.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
Not quite.
What?
Perfect.
Aww.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's this. Okay, got it.
That's
I'm
funny.
gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
How's that
Aw.
bird here? Is he somewhere? Is that him? Oh, everything's so blurry, dude.
definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I...
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
Top on bird.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad...
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Now keep yourself squared up. Great shot, Dawn!
Ooh, I took the picture at the right time. Let's go!
I'm proud of you, Dawn.
Oh,
always remember that, okay?
Oh.
Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Come on. Go.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Oh no. Dang, you watch your dad die like that? That's crazy.
That's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Whoa. That was sad. I didn't like that one at all. I didn't like that one at
Sam
all.
spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Hello? What the heck?
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
The girl was the baby. What's the baby got? Nothing, right? He was a baby. He was like a 1. For sure, he was 1.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Oh, wow. Oh, you're a baby,
He saw things the rest of us don't.
Hello? What?
That's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
Really gonna drown, huh?
Hello?
What the heck?
Sam?
Oh my gosh.
Right now.
I wonder what he saw.
the heck is happening? They're following me!
So much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. I know how silly it sounds.
Whoa.
But I'm worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could.
Whoa.
Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand.
Whoa.
About Gregory. About
See, this
everything.
is inverted and it shouldn't be inverted.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too.
Whoa.
Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Oh man, that's crazy. Baby Gregory. This is wild stuff, man. This game is crazy. The hell is happening?
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that I
now
remember.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Roman was not feeling it, bro.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
That man was not a fan of the wedding.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Get struck by lightning.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Whoa, buddy. Rest in peace.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
I think that'd be a terrible idea. So it's your mom, it's Edie, it's Lewis, it's Milt, and then a couple other people who don't have full stories, I guess. Oh, here we go. We're live. Let's go.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
Guess that makes sense.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Oh, but she still stayed, like, you... Okay.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Oh. I see.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
Lewis, the homie Lewis.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Oh.
But it didn't last.
It never does.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Why would they do that?
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Maybe they lead someone. Upper body strength, okay. It doesn't say what happened to him. Like he didn't die. Maybe he just chose his own path.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Ooh.
was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Is there some kind of like something? Some kind of strategy, some kind of...
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
I think you found some. I mean, that whole monster shit is weird. Barbara dying and Molly dying. Molly sitting in her room being like, yeah, I'm gonna die. It's crazy.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room. Except Louis.
They have trophies in this game? Hold on. Pausing the stream for a second. Hold on. Okay. There are just trophies dealing with certain aspects of the game. So.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. Louis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Irony, maybe?
Louis is a psychiatrist. I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse.
Oh no.
Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to... wander.
Oh, this is me.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
Whoa.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him.
Oh no.
It seemed very promising at first.
This literally sounds like me, dude. Where you just start
He told me
escaping
he'd made
from
a new
reality.
friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Oh no. This brother's too far gone, bro.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
Bro, this is too much, bro.
He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
Oh.
He held an election for mayor.
What?
And he won.
What?
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Oh, this is wild.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality.
Whoa.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Whoa. You can't even see it.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a
Oh, I like this.
handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for
They're like immersing us into the game as well. That's so crazy.
He followed the sound of her electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
And he would just always escape. Whoa,
my imagination was
scary.
as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Oh, he's fully immersed. Whoa.
He began to forget the world we know.
Dang.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
You look at himself.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Shock.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Oh my God.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
This brother's gone, bro. Damn. That's so scary, bro. That's so scary. That's so scary.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him.
My queen. Thank you, Leech. Thank you, Leech. Sarah.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
Hey, Marco. See you at the party time, man. Yeah.
There was only one thing left to do.
Completely leave reality altogether. That is insane, though. Hey, Chester, what's up, dog?
Bend down his head.
Oh no. Oh man.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Wow. Dang.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Dang, that's wild, bro. Dang, bro.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing.
Oh.
She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
Oh.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
You do? I don't.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Bro, she didn't. As I said, this whole place was like. She just dropped everything and kept pushing, bro.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
Happened what night?
Maybe it should have come sooner.
What should have come sooner? What happened?
But it had to end one way or another.
Okay, buddy.
All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Thank you. Jeez. You gonna die right here? Is that what's happening? I have a quill.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word.
Okay.
Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Ah! Edith said, "Alright, peace." Is it me? I get to listen in. Oh no, it's dark over there. Boy,
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
Okay, lit.
When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Ooh. I'm the kid version of
The thing
myself.
you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
Oh, that's scary.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
History of the Fitches. Finches. I just leave it there? Okay. Let's go.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one.
Okay, I'm
This
ready.
is about what happened on the night you were born.
Ooh.
That night, the tide went way, way out.
Oh.
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it.
Oh.
When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Oh, I'm blind.
I got turned around.
Goodness gracious.
For a while, I wandered.
Walking, you know. Calm, cool,
I
collected.
started seeing things.
Ooh. Hello? Cool.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Like in life? Oh.
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go!
I'm not gonna fight for it.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
There's something happening, though.
I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot.
Whoa.
We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone.
Damn. All your family's gone.
The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you.
Who's the father? He's in trouble.
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Whoa.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Whoa. The hell? Bro, I don't know what did I just watch? I guess that's the end of the game. Everything ends. I'm really confused. But you know, at the same time, I was lit. So if you stayed, well, if you watched this at any point in time, you made it to this point, I love you. Take care, everybody.